So I just finished with trauma counseling, and I'm back at trauma counseling after all these years because I still am figuring out what is an okay amount of sadness. And as much as I'm super happy and I really work hard at surviving and being strong survivor and helping others and showing others that you can too survive and that you just have to push through, but I also want to start focusing more on how it's okay to have sadness, and that I am aware of what's sadness versus frustration or anger. So today we talked about a few different occasions that happened recently, and one of them was bringing my son to school or to soccer last weekend. So last weekend was July 22nd, and we were getting ready to celebrate the anniversary of my car accident, 16-year anniversary of the day that my life forever changed. And I didn't realize that when my sister signed my son up for soccer that it was the day of my car accident anniversary. And I met them there, so we got there a little late, and I was late. They were on time. That's me, right? Not always on time. So I didn't realize this was a parent interaction thing. We never really talked too much about it. So I had two choices. I could play with them, or I could sit. And I, of course, wanted to sit, but I also wanted to play. Because why did I want to sit? I wanted to sit because it is hard for me to walk and run. Well, first of all, I can't run very well. It's also hard for me to walk on uneven ground. So on uneven ground, my ankle does this because my knee pops in and out. So I am decided I am going to play with him. He kept telling me to run, Mom, run. And I thought I was crying tears of joy that I was able to run with him the best I could. But today what she made me realize is that it was also tears of sadness. So I'm so blessed to be here and alive, and that I can have a son and have this beautiful baby boy that doesn't have any issues, and he can run so fast, but I can't run with him. And he runs away from me, and it's terrifying. And I can't catch him. He's really fast now, and amazing. He's a blessing to him. And even his coach is like, gosh, that kid is so fast. So yeah, he is really fast. So I'm crying, literally crying during the 45 minutes on the field. And I took a couple breaks, but I pushed through, man, and it was worth it, right? Because he saw his mom, and he can look back and see and be, proud, right? Because I pushed through it. But I don't allow myself to express and embrace the sadness, because I think that's weakness, and I have to learn that that's a strength. It's strength to be okay to be sad, but then you use that strength to push through. And that every time I can't do something, it is sadness in my mind, because it's him still there. It's him still controlling the situation, or creating isolation where I would sit down and not be with my son. And when you're in an abusive relationship, then the abuser, they want you isolated. They want you to be fearful. They want you to have sadness. They want to be in charge of the situation. So what she's helping me realize today is that that anytime I'm now angry at my leg, I'm really still angry at him. And I've done a really good job of disassociating that. So I've done a great job of not being angry at him anymore, but just being angry at my leg. But really that's angry at my ex-boyfriend from high school. So I'm learning to embrace this. So the other thing that we talked about was in New Orleans when I was there with Beachbody. Two things happened. Well, a lot of amazing things happened. Things I never thought I'd be able to do, right? I walked all over New Orleans. I did all this stuff. However, I struggled, and I didn't want to hold my friends back, and I didn't want to say I needed to sit down. So all those things start to create sadness and a little anger. And I need to learn to embrace it. And then now they were great. They were awesome. They really were considerate of me, and they made sure I was okay. And they acknowledged it, and it was a blessing to be there with my two friends. And I'm so glad it was with the two of them that we did our trip with. But there was a time when I wanted to sit and put my leg up, but they wouldn't let them sit with me because only one person got to sit with the handicap seats, and I had two people. So even though I made the most of it and I made the best of the situation, I was by myself again. I was isolated. And that actually was him being in control again, right? And I didn't look at that situation that way. And if I split them up so one sat with me, that would make me feel bad because now I'm splitting them up. So I sat by myself and I rocked it out and I made the best of it. But at the same time, I didn't allow myself to feel just a little sad that I couldn't sit with them because I needed to elevate my leg. And then on the flip side, I wore sneakers with a short dress to an event around a ton of people where in the past I would not have done that. I would have worn shorts or pants with sneakers because dresses should have heels or sandals and I can't wear those. So I was telling her how that really bothers me. Like it really bothers me that I can't wear heels or sandals and I can't seem to let it go. And she says that's because it's the sadness, right? So I almost wore sandals to that night and wanting to do it and then deciding I shouldn't, and I was super proud of myself. I rocked it out and they looked awesome with my dress, honestly, but just that sadness right there, you know, it's okay. So it's okay, guys, to have some sadness, but it's not okay to let it control your life. So I need to acknowledge it and let it embrace it and accept it in my life, and then continue being the rock star, motivator, inspiration, you know, you can do anything you put your mind to person, but also show it's okay to be sad. It's okay to have sadness. It's okay to cry. Like it really is. And I'm working on it, right? So, gosh, I love paying her money to help me. Why did I fight this all these years? I just don't know why we fight getting the help we need. I really don't. But, all right.